Tonight, we're tracking the ongoing search for a House Speaker as a very public vote today exposes rifts in the Republican Party.
And I'm tracking increasing clouds, mild conditions, and even a nice little warm-up all coming up in your first alert forecast.
And some good news for travelers. An option for getting your passport just reopened in Yakima County, but there is a catch. What you need to know when you're planning a trip, coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with the Kennewick Police Department's investigation into a missing persons case that turned into a SWAT situation today and ended with the discovery of 3 people dead inside a home. Authorities say investigators went to the 2800 block of South Dawes Street, that's in the Southridge area, after a suspicious missing persons report was filed. Now, because of the evidence they had, investigators asked for the SWAT team to respond to this scene for safety reasons. Authorities say they also worked with the Kennewick School District to lock down Chinook Middle School and Southridge High School, which were both nearby. Authorities then entered the home.
Detectives were able to verify that the adult male son, in this case, was deceased in a room inside the house. Once they determined that, they went ahead and searched the remaining rooms of the residence and also located the 2 missing adults also deceased inside the residence.
Now, authorities have identified the people they found dead as 65-year-old Nabil Muhammad, 63-year-old Hifzga Khan, and 26-year-old Zuhaid Muhammad. Their causes of death have not been released. Authorities say the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab is working with investigators to determine what happened to this family. Now, this comes less than 24 hours after an hours-long standoff in Walla Walla. Police say a 42-year-old man there accused of violating a no-contact order and felony harassment barricaded himself inside an apartment on Isaacs Avenue. Police say because of the man's history, they called in Walla Walla Regional SWAT to take over this incident. Now, in this case, negotiators were able to convince the man to surrender late last night. He's now been booked into the Walla Walla County Jail. Tonight on Capitol Hill, Congress still essentially paralyzed as House Republicans failed to unite behind a House Speaker candidate in a very public vote today. Now, the Republican Party selected Ohio Representative Jim Jordan as their Speaker candidate. In the end, though, he couldn't win a majority of votes in the House. ABC's Ike Kajachi has a look at what happened.
After 2 weeks of legislative paralysis, voting got underway in the House on the nomination of conservative Republican firebrand Jim Jordan, a founding member of the House Freedom Caucus and a staunch ally of Donald Trump. New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik nominating Jordan.
I rise today to nominate the gentleman from Ohio, Jim Jordan, as Speaker of the People's House.
Stefanik praising Jordan as a patriot and a winner. Democrat Pete Aguilar then nominating Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker.
The pride of Crown Heights, a representative from the state of New York.
Aguilar focusing much of his remarks on Jordan's record, noting that one of Jordan's own colleagues once described him as a legislative terrorist. 431 members were in attendance, meaning Jordan could only afford to lose 3 votes. It quickly became clear Jordan wouldn't have the Republican votes to reach the 217 votes needed to become Speaker.
The Speaker has not been elected.
When all the votes present were counted, a surprising 20 of Jordan's fellow Republicans voted for someone else. Several votes for the ousted Speaker, McCarthy.
Bacon. McCarthy.
While McCarthy himself backing the nominee of his party, voting for Jordan.
McCarthy. Jordan.
Democrats present voted unanimously for Jeffries, with some also mocking Jordan. Ike Kajachi, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Now, Jordan has not stepped down as a candidate. Another vote is set for tomorrow morning. You'll remember it took more than a dozen votes for former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to finally get enough support in his own party to be elected Speaker earlier this year. So we'll continue tracking that for you. But for right now, let's talk about your forecast. A beautiful day out there today. Stacey Lee has a look at how long this is going to be sticking around.
Yeah, we started with some clouds. We had lots of sunshine, and we're seeing a little bit of cloud cover move in tonight on our Legends Casino Skycam in Richland. 67 degrees right now, very light winds, 0, or humidity at 34%. So overall, not a bad looking day. Now, here comes that warming trend. We've got a big ridge of high pressure that is going to bring in those warmer temperatures from Southern California right into our region. So get ready for several warm days. In fact, let's take a look at our next 24 hours again on the cool side tonight, down in the 40s, but we quickly climb into the 70s, well above our average for this time of year. Yakima, same thing, a little on the cool side tonight, down in the low 40s there, that is, climbing up close to 70 degrees by 3 o'clock tomorrow. So we're looking for a very lovely day. So those partly cloudy skies continue. Those will move out tonight. We'll have mild weather all week long. Our above average temperatures continue at least through Saturday, and then we'll see a cool down beginning Sunday and into next week. I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. We've been tracking efforts to build a huge wind farm in the Horseheaven Hills area. That project seeing significant local opposition in Benton County. Now, some Yakima County commissioners are also raising concerns, specifically about water use at this site. Commissioner Amanda McKinney wrote to the Washington State Energy Facility Site Evaluation Council, or EFEC, saying that Scout Energy, the company behind the Horseheaven Hills project, doesn't have water rights to build and maintain it after both the city of Kennewick and the Sela-Moxie Irrigation District said they could not supply water. Now she's asking that the state review Scout Energy's proposal again. The EFEC has a meeting scheduled for tomorrow afternoon where they are set to discuss the Horseheaven project among many others. We'll be watching that and bring you an update on Apple Valley News Now. The Washington Department of Commerce has invested $970,000 in a clean energy pilot project to install solar power on agricultural worker homes in the lower Yakima Valley. More than 100 applications were submitted. Only 32 homes were chosen. Commerce Director Mike Fong toured some of those homes today, speaking with residents about what this project means for their futures. Fong says it should cut their power bills down by at least 70%. He anticipates most will be at closer to 90 or 100% lower than they're paying right now. Solar panels, a luxury most would not be able to afford without this project.
The benefits of what's coming through the energy transformation have to accrue to not just affluent communities, but also communities of color, low-income neighborhoods, and we want to make sure that the word gets out.
So applications are closed for this project, but Fong says the Department of Commerce has more resources coming to give rebates and incentives for solar panels, heat pumps, electric vehicles, and other opportunities. General Motors says it's delaying wider production of its electric pickup trucks. They were initially supposed to start making the electric Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierras at a factory in Michigan next year. That's now been pushed to late 2025. And GM says it's not because of the ongoing United Auto Workers strike, which started more than a month ago. The company is already building a Silverado work truck at a different electric vehicle plant called Factory Zero. GM says demand is slowing, so instead of switching to a different factory, they'll focus on re-engineering the truck to make it more profitable and ramp up production at Factory Zero next year instead. Locally, for high school students who maybe don't know where to start on the exciting journey of what comes next after graduation, schools across the Tri-Cities are hosting student job fairs this week. Colleges, local businesses, and more set up in the Kamiakin High School gymnasium this morning to talk with students about plans for their future. Now, according to Amanda Kane, the Kamiakin High School career specialist, compared to this same event last year, she says students are thinking about their futures earlier.
We definitely have more seniors that are thinking about it sooner. You know, with COVID, it really set things back, and I think we're back into full swing. And so students are starting to think about their future a little more and trying to find the right path for them.
So if students aren't able to travel to different campuses to learn about the schools or different jobs, this was their opportunity for a one-stop shop. Now, today's event was more college-oriented, with colleges and universities from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana in attendance. There is an event later on in the school year that's focused more on career and job opportunities. That's the Student Job Fair in the spring for the Kennewick School District. Yakima County started providing a passport service in 2001, but had to shut down during the pandemic, making the main post office in Yakima the only place to get a passport in the county. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us the county is finally back open.
Now, instead of having to go out of county to Benton County or over to Ellensburg to get their passport or braving the long lines at the post office, people are able to get it here at the county courthouse. They've seen people pouring in to get their passports done, especially with the holidays coming up. Right now, the passport office has one full-time staff person Monday through Friday, and they're booked out 3 weeks in advance. But they do have goals to expand.
We're hoping, we'll see how, we just opened, but the hope is eventually we will be able to add more appointments, possibly another staff member.
Passport officials say if you want to get your passport in time for the holidays, apply now and apply early. You can fill out the form online to make things a little bit easier, but make sure you're on the right website. If you're being charged just to fill out the form, you're definitely not. Make sure to go to travel.state.gov, which is the only legitimate place where you can fill out that passport form. Reporting in Yakima County, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. The Tri-Cities is set to be the host venue for the Ironman 70.3 Triathlon in 2024. That big announcement also included this is a 3-year host agreement. Visit Tri-Cities will be the lead organization in charge of the event. It's also working, though, with the cities of Richland, West Richland, and some of the other communities in the area. The event route starts at Howard Amon Park in Richland and ends at Columbia Point. Ironman is the most recognized global brand in endurance sports. Registration is now open until Tuesday, October 24th at midnight, and this is for the race next year. While this will bring a big boost to the area economy, organizers say the exposure that Ironman will bring worldwide to the beauty of the Tri-Cities is priceless. We're going to hear from local organizers coming up later tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 6:30. For right now, let's take a look outside. We are seeing some beautiful fall weather today. I hope you get out and have a chance to enjoy it. We're going to talk about how long that gorgeous weather is going to be sticking around coming up in just a moment. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we're already talking about tax season for next year. We're talking about why you might not have to pay a tax preparer in 2024. That's next.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
I was 34, I was a business owner. I was a single mom with a 4-year-old, and I felt a lump in the shower. I have cancer. It doesn't have me. I'm gonna get rid of it, and then I'm gonna go on with my life. I was gonna do anything that it took. I did, and here I am, almost 10 years later. I had a little boy. He needs his mom.
Hi, I need new tires. Perfect timing. Right now, during our tire savings event, when you buy 3 tires, you get the 4th for only $1. Wow, that's a great deal.
Right? Can you imagine finding a tire for less?
Sorry, honey. Mama needs a tire.
No, definitely not.
No.
Let's get you those tires.
Okay.
Right now, during our tire savings event, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
KFC's Wednesday Country Fried Steak Meal is a delicious value, complete with mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, all for the incredible price of just $5.99. Really, what's left to say? How about see you again next Wednesday? Country Fried Steak Meal, just $5.99, only at KFC.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back. The latest numbers show Americans are still shopping. Retail sales grew 0.7% from August to September, although about half of that growth happened because inflation meant that people were just paying more. Now, while we could see those numbers drop amid the ongoing strikes, student loan payments restarting, and gas prices going up again, analysts are also predicting that holiday spending could get back above pre-pandemic levels this year. They're also predicting a focus on decorations and clothing rather than gifts. Now, in simple numbers, Americans are still continuing to spend more every month. But a closer look shows some cracks in that system. Bank of America's CEO says many Americans have spent their pandemic savings and are now relying on credit cards to try to keep pace with inflation. Bank of America alone saw credit card balances rise to $98 billion this year, compared to $85 billion 1 year ago. Now, the bank is also seeing more and more cases of charge-offs, money that it doesn't expect to get back from credit card users. Now, experts at Wells Fargo Economics say they're seeing a similar trend. Seniors here in the Tri-Cities area had the opportunity today to learn some more options when it comes to taking the next steps into senior living. United Energy Workers Healthcare hosted a Senior Times Expo at Southridge Sports and Events Complex. The free expo offered a chance for seniors to look at nonprofits and community organizations that could help them take those next steps. Investment professionals were also on hand to help out with the finances. We also saw booths on health and business opportunities for seniors, as well as ways to connect with local clubs and groups. Tax filing services like TurboTax and H&R Block might have to find other ways to get your business in the near future. The IRS is now building its own tax filing system, which will be free. They're calling it Direct File, and the IRS says some taxpayers in 13 states, including Washington but not Oregon, may have the option of trying out the test version of this program in 2024. Some current tax preparing companies have criticized the idea, saying the government shouldn't be in charge of collecting your taxes and also helping you figure out how much you owe. But the IRS says it's not planning to ban private companies from offering tax preparation services. It's just trying to offer you another option. And the IRS anticipates that hundreds of thousands of American taxpayers will decide to participate in this program next year.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, overall, it's been a lovely day. We had lots of sunshine earlier, and we have seen a little bit of cloud cover move in this evening. Again, keeping our temperatures nice and mild. Currently 67 degrees on our Dust Devil Giza Stadium Skycam. Our humidity is at 34%, and our sunset tonight at 6:07. So lovely night out there. Traffic moving along tonight in our commute. Here's our radar and satellite. Again, that system we were talking about moving across the state, that's kind of moved in. That's bringing the cloud cover, but most of the moisture, again, staying to the west side and to the northern portion of the state. We could see some of those showers slide into the Spokane area. More than likely, though, we're just going to be seeing clouds. Now, this ridge of high pressure, that is going to move in, and that's going to bring us the warm air that we're going to start seeing over the next couple of days. In fact, temperatures anywhere from 8 to 10 degrees above the normal. And again, that's all coming up from Southern California area into our region. So get ready for a nice little warming trend. In fact, here's what it looks like over the next 7 days. Again, right about the average today, and then we climb up above average by 6 degrees tomorrow in Yakima, and all the way up to 10 degrees above the average on Friday. We stay pretty warm into Saturday, then we'll start to see a big drop off as things are going to change a lot as we get into next week. Tri-Cities again just 1 degree above our average, climbing into the mid-70s. Going to be lovely weather in this little period of time here. Not too bad on Saturday. That's when you start to see things come down, and then we really start to cool as we get to Sunday and Monday. So really mild weather over the next couple of days. So those partly cloudy skies again are from that system moving across the west side, with our temperatures tonight in the 40s. We see 47 for Walla Walla, Dayton. We're down to 45 for Hermiston and Pendleton, as well as Tri-Cities. 43 tonight in Yakima, 41 overnight tonight in Ellensburg. For tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful. Look for sunshine and those temperatures just right at 70 degrees in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Moving into the Columbia Basin and Tri-Cities area, again, going to be beautiful with temperatures just above 70 degrees. degrees for Hermiston, Prosser, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake at 70, as well as Connell and Hanford at 71. Looking towards the foothills of the Blues, beautiful conditions there tomorrow. Dayton climbing all the way to 76 degrees, a little bit warm there, and 75 tomorrow in Pendleton. So look at those wonderful temperatures. Let's plan your day tomorrow out the door. Again, a little bit of a cool start, but you see clear skies there in Yakima, 45 degrees, and then we'll see those temperatures climb up to 70 by 4 o'clock. They drop off pretty drastically, though. Once it gets dark, you go from 72 at 4 and then down to 60 degrees at 8 p.m. in the Tri-Cities. But again, lots of sunshine, a lovely day ahead. Beautiful conditions in Walla Walla tomorrow as well. Look at 72 degrees at 4. Let's take a look at our fall foliage forecast. We're getting there. In fact, look at our part of the state. This is where we're in high to almost peak colors here in the eastern part, so you don't have to go too far to catch some of that. Some of the upper elevations in the Cascades are past their peak color, but on the west side, you also see some great looks for our fall foliage. So lots to go see and do. Weather is cooperating. It's going to be really nice for the next several days. We'll get to that 7-day planning forecast coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, President Biden is headed to Israel tonight, where we are continuing to see scenes of deadly chaos in the violence between Israel and the terror group Hamas. Tonight, we'll hear why both sides are now blaming each other for the latest devastation, an explosion at a crowded hospital.
It's fall in Northeast Washington. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now tonight.
Craving an action-packed stack of game-changing, meaty, cheesy awesomeness? Taco Time's Taco Cheeseburger. You're welcome. When you know what you want, anytime it's taco time.
Thank you for getting groceries, Mika.
Of course. Happy to help. Will Medicare cover any of these bills?
I thought it would, but it doesn't.
We'll get through this. I will always be here for you.
I know. But what about you? I don't ever want you to be in this situation.
Don't worry, Dad. With WA Cares, I'm earning long-term care benefits with each paycheck. That money will be there when I need it.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
I met Anidas 10 years ago when he first came to New America. He didn't have bad credit, but he just had no credit to begin with. I took the time to really go over some options with him and figure out what steps he needed to take in order for him to build that positive credit to the point where, fast forward 10 years down the road, he's got his business account with Numerica, he's got his personal accounts with Numerica, and he's looking to buy his second home also with Numerica. That was a sense of fulfillment for me in saying, hey, I helped him get through these steps.
Does your bath or shower need a remodel? Bathfitter can do it all. We will remove your existing fiberglass tub or shower and replace it with a custom crafted shower or soaker tub. All made in America at our state-of-the-art factory. We rebuild your walls with new drywall and install a custom-made tub or shower with seamless walls in as little as 1 day. All work is guaranteed and built to last. Call your locally owned Bathfitter store now to book your free in-home estimate or visit bathfitter.com.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Doctors Kopstein and King for a free live webinar October 26th at noon and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
If you want to lower stroke risk from AFib, not caused by a heart valve problem, there's a better treatment than warfarin. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk and has less major bleeding.
Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
The #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
An explosion at a hospital in Gaza this morning killed hundreds of people. Palestinian authorities are blaming a rocket strike from Israel. Israel, though, says the explosion happened because of a misfired rocket by Palestinian militants. Now, this comes as President Biden is on his way overseas. He's scheduled to meet with Israel's prime minister tomorrow and then with Arab leaders in Jordan, which shares a border with Israel. World News Tonight will have continuing coverage of this developing news coming up at 5:30. We're also continuing to track the war between Russia and Ukraine. Today, Ukraine's president said their military used long-range ballistic missiles supplied by the United States to hit Russian targets inside Ukraine's borders. The Army Tactical Missile System can reach as far as 180 miles, but the Associated Press reports the missiles sent to Ukraine have a range of about 100 miles and carry smaller bombs. Ukraine's Special Operations Forces claimed that a nighttime attack on targets in eastern and southern Ukraine destroyed 9 Russian helicopters and some other military equipment at 2 airfields in Russia-occupied regions. Now here in our area, we are seeing some surprisingly warm temperatures this week. We'll find a look at your First Alert forecast when we come back.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
For 25 years, you have chosen Smart Law as your legal team. Times may change, but our commitment to you remains the same. We believe everyone has the right to exceptional legal representation. From all of us at Smart Law, we thank you for your trust and will continue to serve and fight for our clients and their loved ones. Smart Law, smart choice.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com.
Tonight, civilians flee and hostage families wait as the world braces for the next stage of the Israel-Hamas war. Plus, the vote for a new House Speaker and the chaos. More Americans turn to the most-watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar. We're shaking things up.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Check this out. I know sometimes, including like today, it feels like politics is just gone for the dogs. Would you vote, though, for an actual dog? Because an Alaska artist says his Malamute, Miko, is running for mayor of Anchorage as a write-in candidate. We're told you can bribe him for the price of a treat, but he does seem to have bipartisan support, which is more than we can say for some of the professional politicians out there.
That's true, right? I vote for Miko.
I do too.
Plus Speaker of the House, woof. Right?
They could do it.
All right, let's talk about the weather. That's the good news that we have going on right now. We're hitting a nice little several days in a row of beautiful temperatures, mostly clear skies, and then we'll see a big change. In fact, Melissa, look at Tuesday next week. We drop substantially into the 50s, from the 70s to the 50s and the 30s at night. We could start seeing our first chance of temperatures nearing the freezing mark overnight in a couple of our areas. But again, enjoy the next several days of sunshine and 70s. We'll start to see the clouds moving in Saturday and Sunday, and again, slight chance of rain in there. In Walla Walla, It's going to be lovely there as well. So enjoy this next little stretch. Get ready. Things are about to change, though, as we get to next week.
So use this nice weather to lock down the yard and the garden.
There you go. Lock it down.
Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We're back tonight at 6. And you can find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.